Well, it's been another year for this Nationals reboot, and I think this team is starting to come together very soon. With all the players they've acquired over the years and all the guys they got in the pipeline, I do think that this team can be very competitive very soon. But going into 2026, I think this team is going to be very similar. Let's take a look at the Nationals' last 5 seasons, but they've been right around that 100 loss mark to 90 loss mark in the last 5 seasons. That's kind of where this team has been around. And in 2026, I think that can continue. I feel like it really depends how fast their guys develop in the pipeline, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but I think they could have a very similar season to 2025 because there's a lot of things to talk about with this team. We're going to move on to their payroll situation with their contracts. Right now they only have 2 guys under contract. It's going to be Trevor Williams, who's a free agent at the end of this season. He's only making $7 million this year, and then Ruiz still has that massive contract he signed in 2023. So yeah, those are the 2 players they're paying right now. Everyone else is on arbitration or in that pre-arbitration phase, so once again we got to wait till February to get all those figured out. And they are actually paying for Steven Strasburg's retirement of $35 million in 2026. So Baseball Reference is expecting them to spend $84.3 million as it stands right now. And if we look at 2025, the Nationals did spend $109 million in that season. So once again, they'll probably get pretty similar to that because those are just what the predictions are saying right now. So after arbitration, I think those figures will probably match up. So let's take a look at the active roster of this Nationals team because they do have an interesting squad, and I do like a lot of the players on this team. We're going to start with this rotation. Obviously, Mackenzie Gore had a phenomenal season in 2025, led the league in strikeouts. I think he was pretty underrated. I mean, he was definitely the best starter on opening day for sure. And then he just got better and better as this season continued, and he was pretty underrated for this Nationals team. Obviously, they weren't really in it, so he didn't really get a lot of coverage compared to other pitchers, but he was still very good. And we'll see how these other pitchers perform in 2026 as we move forward, but Gore is obviously the best one. Now let's move on to this bullpen. I do think Clayton Beeter is probably their best relief pitcher if I had to guess. I mean, there are some really good guys in here, but the bullpen is really not the strength of this Nationals team, at least in 2025, and I don't think it's going to be in 2026. But once again, we're going to see how these players do. Now, obviously, let's go to the offense on this team. We obviously know catching, and Ruiz is probably going to start at that catching position. That's when he got that massive contract to do. We know Andres Chaparrado is going to play first base. Luis Garcia should play second base. Brady House is obviously going to play third base. We'll see if he can have another bounce back season. And then CJ Abrams is obviously going to play shortstop for this team. Moving over onto this outfield, it gets really interesting. I think there's a lot of good players in this outfield with James Wood, Dylan Cruz, Jacob Young. I mean, those are really the 3 that are really good out here. Obviously, Hassel the third will play out here probably. Obviously, Dayton Little's had his moments as well. And then DH, once again, it could literally be anyone on this team. So that's kind of the Nationals' current roster they have right now going into the 2026 season. I feel like that roster is only going to get better and better as the years go on. So let's take a look at the top 100 prospects. The Nationals actually have 3 players on the top 100 going into 2026. We're going to start at number 15 with Eli Willis. He was obviously the first round pick of the 2025 MLB draft, and he's played pretty good throughout his first season. He's played 15 games at the A-ball level. He's batting a straight 300, which is pretty impressive. He already has a double and a triple in those games, and he's already got 2 stolen bases and 5 RBIs, so already being a pretty good asset to that A-ball team. And once again, he's going to be a great player. His ETA is 2029, so we definitely got a while until he gets called up to the big leagues. Once again, we'll see how quick he develops. I mean, if he's playing like that, he should be up to the big leagues pretty soon. Once again, the Nationals did take their time with Dylan Cruz. Maybe 2028 he could get called up. I feel like 29 is kind of stretching it in my opinion, but he's definitely going to be a good player for sure. Coming at number 49 is going to be Travis Sakura, and he was drafted in 2023 in the 3rd round by the Nationals, and he was at pick number 71, and he's actually played on 4 teams in 2025, and he actually played pretty solid this season. I'm not going to lie. He only pitched in 45.1 innings, but he had a 1.79 ERA, which is very good. He's played in 12 games, which is very solid. It looks to me like he might have gotten hurt throughout the season, or he just didn't get that much playing time. If I had to guess, it was probably an injury. He definitely looks like a good player and should definitely be starting at that AA level in 2026. So once again, we'll wait to see how long he's going to get called up. It does say his ETA is in 2027, so it should be very soon. So once again, he looks like he's going to be a very good player. Coming at number 86 is Jarlin Susana. He once again was signed by the Padres in 2022, and he played on 2 teams in 2025, his highest level being AA. He had a 3.51 2.1 ERA in 2025, pitched in 14 games with 56.1 innings, and he also had 95 strikeouts in the 2025 season. Once again, you look at his past years, and it definitely seems like he's getting better, to say the least. He started out really hot in 2022, struggled in 23, struggled in 24. He's back under a 4, which is pretty good, but he's kind of been all over the place, but he did pitch pretty okayly with the AA team. So we'll see what happens with him. He's supposed to be up to the league next year, so gotta have a big year if you think he's gonna get called up, because with these stats, I just personally don't see it. So I'll wait to see how he's gonna pan out, but those are the 3 guys on the top 100 that the Nationals have on the pipeline. So he definitely got some talent there, and that's why I'm pretty optimistic about this Nationals team in 27 and 28. But let's take a look at the Nationals attendance in 2025. Once again, they were actually down on the season. They actually come in at number 20 on year-over-year difference. They actually had negative 50,000 fans compared to 2024, so that's a little bit unfortunate for them. But if we're looking at the league as a whole in 2025, they are at number 22 when it comes to attendance. They brought in 1.9 million fans to the game and averaged about 23,000, so that's what they were at across the whole league. So a little bit of a down year for them, but they're also pretty highly up there. Most of the league is averaging around 3 to 2 million, and it's right around 30,000 to 29,000 would probably be the average. So they're a little bit under that, but I think they can definitely get that back, especially if they have some good seasons in the future coming up. Now let's take a look at the 2026 MLB draft lottery. Now once again, the Nationals are ineligible for the lottery because they are considered a payroll club. What that basically means, it says teams that give rather than receive revenue sharing dollars, and paylors cannot receive a lottery pick in consecutive years. So I guess they were a paylor team last year as well. But basically what Google is telling me from that definition is that they contribute more money to the revenue sharing pool than they receive. So I guess that makes them ineligible somehow. I really don't know how that makes any sense, to be honest, but I guess that's just how it works for some reason. So I guess that's why they're going to pick 11th, it seems like. So I think if you're ineligible for the draft, because they did this last year as well, I think the team with the worst record is going to pick first. So that's going to be the Rockies at number 10. Then it's the Nationals at number 11, and then the Angels at number 12. I think that's how that works. I don't know, this draft lottery stuff is very confusing, I'm not going to lie, but I try my best to simplify it for you guys. You know, that's kind of the definition I got. I think that's why they're ineligible. Also, they did have the first round pick last year, so I don't think they'd be too mad. But going to my prediction on the 2026 Nationals, once again, I don't think this team is going to do a whole lot in 2026. I do think this Nationals team has a very good young core as it stands right now, but I definitely think they need a couple guys to get called up through the system for them to actually be good again. You know, this team hasn't had a winning season since 2019, which is when they won the World Series, so I think they are going to get back to that soon in 2027 or 2028. It really just depends how good their players are playing, see if they get any good trades during the trade deadline, and see if that talent is going to get called up through the pipeline, and see if they're playing well at the big league level. I think that's the key thing for the Nationals, because they have spent a lot of money in the past on free agency, but with this rebuild, it kind of seems like they're going to go a different route, or they might try to be a good team first and then try to add pieces from the free agent market. We'll kind of wait and see. I personally don't think they're going to go and sign anyone, but I could be wrong because they do tend to sign guys. So we'll kind of just wait and see what happens, but that's my personal thoughts on this 2026 Nationals team. I think it's going to be a very similar season to last year. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about the 2026 Nationals? Where do you guys see this team at? Where do you see the win record? But if you guys did enjoy this video, definitely make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Definitely check out the merch. Got it on right now. Definitely check it out. It'll be linked at the top of the description. And then follow me on all the socials. We're on X for all the updates, Instagram for all the clips, and we are hosting an MLB The Show tournament, which is going to be hosted in my Discord server. So if you guys want to join, make sure you guys click the link for the Discord, get in there, and sign up on the form. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.